Do you feel like every time you go to the store, your grocery bill is getting a little bit more expensive? Well, your hunch is probably right because grocery prices and food prices have been growing faster than ever, but it's not just grocery prices that are going up, it's your rent, your medical bills, and your extra guac. What's up everybody, I am Jasprit Singh from the MinorityMindset.com and welcome to the Minority Mindset. Life is expensive and it's only getting more expensive. In 1970, the median home in America was $23,600. In 2020, the median home in America is about $300,000. That's a 1,200% price jump. In 1970, college tuition and board would cost you a whopping $1,410 a year. In 2020, if you want to go to a public university, it's gonna cost you tuition and board at least $20,000 a year. That's a 1,400% jump. And in 1971, a ticket to Walt Disney World would cost you $3.50. In 2020, that same ticket to Walt Disney World is gonna cost you $109. That's a 3,000% jump. Now, to be fair, our standard of living has gone up too, which has helped the price of things go up. Like our homes that we live in are bigger and nicer now. Disney World is more attractive and there's more things to do. And wages have gone up too, but just not as fast as the price of everything around us. In 1970, the median family earned $9,870 a year, and in 2020, the median family earned $78,500 a year. So while wages have gone up by around 800% in America, the price of a lot of things around us have gone up way faster than wages. But why does the price of everything keep going up? Why can't we just be happy with the price of things as they are? Psst, it's not just because business owners are greedy and they want to rip you off by raising prices. If it was as simple as just businesses raising prices because they feel like it, then a new company would come in, cut prices, and take the old company's spot. You know what? Let's start by going a little bit deeper to understand how pricing of products works. But before we get into that, smash that thumbs up button below. So the numbers I'm going to tell you are all made up, but I'll give you an idea of how product pricing works. So this mug right here is made up of raw ceramic and ink. And the supplier who gets this raw ceramic and ink might have to pay $1 to acquire this raw ceramic and ink, and then they're gonna sell this raw material to a manufacturer who makes mugs for $2. That way the supplier can pocket $1. So now the manufacturer is out $2 getting the raw parts, and then they're gonna spend another $1 on labor to turn this raw materials into this mug. So the manufacturer spent a total of $3 now, and now they're gonna turn around and they're gonna sell this finished mug over to a wholesaler for $6. That way they can make a $3 profit. So the wholesaler buys this mug for $6, and now they're gonna do the work to get this mug into stores like Walmart, and then they're gonna sell Walmart this mug for $10 to $12. That way the wholesaler can profit $4 to $6 per mug. Walmart pays $10 to $12 for this mug, and then they're gonna put it on their shelves for $20 for you to buy. That way Walmart can make $8 to $10 per mug that they sell. So you can see the life cycle of a product and why things get more expensive along the way, because every company wants to make their profit. But what happens if the materials cost? So the cost of the raw ceramic goes from $1 to $1.10. Now the ceramic supplier is going to have to pay $1.10 to acquire the raw materials, and they're going to sell it to their manufacturer not for $2 but for $2.20. The manufacturer is still going to have to spend $1 of labor to turn the raw materials into an actual mug, assuming labor costs don't go up. So now the manufacturer is all in for $3.20, and then they're going to sell this to the wholesaler for $6.40. The wholesaler has to pay a higher cost, so they're going to sell their product for a higher price to Walmart. So now instead of selling it for $10 to $12, they're going to sell the mug to Walmart for $13, and because Walmart has a higher cost they have to pay, they're going to put the mug on their shelves for a higher price too. So now instead of you paying $20 for the mug, you're going to be paying $25 or $26 for the mug. A small price increase gets compounded because every company has to maintain their margins and their profits. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why don't one of the companies just eat up the fees? That way you, the consumer, don't have to pay the higher price. But it's not that simple, because every company has their own fees and bills that they have to pay too. They have to pay their salaries, they have to pay their rent, they have to pay their electricity bill, and so they rely on these profit margins in order to survive. If they start cutting their profits, they're also going to have to cut their employees. This is why the price of things can go up so quickly, because price increases can get compounded again and again and again. But now let's go even deeper. Why did the price of things even have to go up in the first place? I'm glad you ask that? There are two things that can make the price of something go up. First, the thing can become more valuable. Think of an antique car. You have a limited supply of these cars out there and there's a lot of demand for them, so the price or value of this car goes up. Or you can think of it as a property in a very hot location. There's not many other properties in the area, but there's a lot of people that want to live there, so property values go up because the value of that property goes up because more people want it. But what about everything else? It's not like the value of mugs have suddenly jumped in value, but the price of mugs have gone up over the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and 50 years. So why is that? Why are mugs getting more expensive? Well, the second thing that can make things go up in price is if the currency that you're using to buy that thing, in this case the mug, is going down in value. At first that might not make any sense. I mean, I have a $10 bill in my hand. How can a $10 bill not be worth $10? You're right, a $10 bill won't magically turn into a $1 bill unless you're David Blaine doing street magic, but what a $10 bill can buy you will change over time. In the beginning of this video, I talked about how the price of things changed between 1970 and 2020. Things were a lot cheaper in 1970 than they are in 2020. If you had $10 in 1970 and you went to the store, you could walk out with more things than you could in 2020 if you walked into the store with $10. So while $10 is still $10, what $10 can buy you is not the same. The reason why the buying power of each dollar that we have keeps going down is because of how many dollars there are out there. In 2020, we have way more dollars floating around than we did in 1970. More dollars out there means that there's a bigger supply of dollars, and a bigger supply of dollars means that the value of each dollar that you have goes down. This is what inflation is. Whenever you hear the government going deeper into debt, maybe they want to increase military spending, or maybe they want to print stimulus checks, or maybe they want to build new roads, whatever they want to do, when the government wants to do these things with money they don't have, they have to go deeper into debt, and they borrow this money from the Federal Reserve Bank. Now, the Federal Reserve Bank doesn't just have a vault of gold sitting there. When they have to give money to the government, they're going to work with the Treasury Department to print a bunch of cash, and then they're going to lend this money to the United States government, and then the government is going to throw this money into circulation. It's the same thing that happens when interest rates are cut and people start lending more money, so the Fed prints money and they give it to banks. That way there's more money going into our economic circulation. When this new influx of cash hits our economic circulation, there's way more dollars out there, which makes the value of each dollar that you have go down. Think of it this way. Let's say you and I live in a world where there's 100 people and every person in the world has $5,000 in their bank account. And then one day you're walking down the street and the bank calls you. Hey Bunty, how you doing? Lucky day. The bank wants to double your bank account from $5,000 to $10,000. Enjoy! Bunty is gonna feel rich. He has more cash in his bank account, so now he can go and blow some money. But what if Bunty wasn't the only one who saw his bank account go from $5,000 to $10,000? What if the government doubled everybody, all 100 people in this world's bank account, from $5,000 to $10,000? You're gonna feel rich for a little while, but eventually you're gonna realize that you're actually no richer than you were before, even though you have an extra $5,000 in your bank account, because everybody has an extra $5,000 in their bank account. The amount of dollars in this new world have doubled, which means the value of each dollar out there has lost value. Because before, $5,000 was 1% of the entire world's currency. It was 1% of the world's wealth. Now, you need $10,000 to have the same 1% of the world's currency or 1% of the world's wealth. So $1 is only worth half of what it was before. Now your groceries that used to cost $100 are going to cost you $200, and the car that used to cost $2,000 is going to cost $4,000. This is inflation at work. As more money is printed, the value of each dollar goes down, which makes the price of things go up because you need more dollars to have that same value as before. So why is money printed in the first place like this? Well, sometimes the government wants to increase their spending, or they want to increase lending, or they want to spur economic growth by giving more easy money to businesses and people. That way people have more money to spend. Then inflation slowly starts to creep in, and then if you go back to the life cycle of a product like we talked about with the mug, then the raw material cost goes up, which makes the manufacturing cost go up, which makes the wholesale price go up, which makes the amount of money you have to pay go up, all while your wages might not be keeping up. This is why financial education is so important, because if you stay oblivious to this, you're going to be the one who pays the price. literally. But if you understand this, you can do something about it. That way you can be the one that comes out of this on the winning side financially, because you can be on the beneficial side. This is what financial education is all about. And if you're looking for more resources, you can subscribe to our Minority Mindset YouTube channel, because we're putting out new financial news and education videos every single week. And we also have a free ebook on money management and investing that you can read for free when you sign up for our financial education emails, which are also free. You can get a free ebook and start reading our financial education emails by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. By the way, our financial education emails are separate from our financial news emails. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend, that way we can help spread the word. If you want to learn more about how you can save money quickly, I already made a video on this, and you can watch this video on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.